Okay, thanks a lot, Shivraj. Okay, so let us start our session. As you know, this is a webinar on the network administration and the server administration, right? In network administration, we are focusing on CCNA course, and in the server administration, we are focusing on the Red Hat server administration and the Windows server administration. So this is a package where we have three different courses. Okay, so we'll try to understand why we have this package, why we have three different courses and all the other things here. Okay, but before we go there, let me just have my introduction first so that you can expect, you know what you can expect from me actually. Okay, so see your friends, I'm Shakeel Aman here. Okay, I have overall 14 plus experience in this IT industry. Okay, and when I started my career way back in 2008-9 actually, I started my career as a Windows server admin plus the network admin. So when I say Windows Server Admin, I'm talking about courses like MCSE or MCSA. And when I talk about network administration, I'm talking about CCNA, CCNP, CCI. I have done all these things in my career. Okay. And whenever you talk about the server administration, the other server that we need to learn for sure is this server admin, the Linux server administration, right? Okay. It's very difficult to, you know, continue in this IT industry or start your career in IT industry without having the proper knowledge of the Linux server administration. Basic is not recommended, my friend. This server administration is highly recommended. Okay. So when I started my career, this is what I have done initially in my career. Okay. Later on, I have moved into different things within this IT industry, within this particular career path. Like I have done my virtualization. Virtualization is a very, important technology for us. I can say virtualization is the backbone of cloud computing. Virtualization is the backbone of many other technologies. Okay, what is virtualization? What we have to do in this virtualization? That's a different discussion, but I have plenty of experience on this virtualization technology. Then security. So whenever you talk about data, whenever you talk about applications, servers, users, one of the most common thing that is associated with all these things is security actually. Can we imagine our data is not secure? Can we imagine our server is not so secure? No, right? We have to provide proper security there. So security is one thing that is a major thing in our IT industry. Okay. And for last 6, 7 years, actually, I am on my cloud computing. So these are some of the things I have done in my career. Okay. Started as a Windows and the network administrator with the Linux administration, then virtualization, security, cloud computing, and few more things actually. Okay. Now the question here is why I did this many things in my career. See, 14 years, 13 years, 15 years is some time here, right? So can I be only work as a Linux administrator for let's say 10, 15 years, Windows administrator as 10, 15 years? No, I have to grow. Every person should grow in their career, right? So how we can grow by learning things or by getting more expertise on different technologies which are again related to our path. It's not like virtualization is a different thing, security is a different thing, cloud computing is a different thing. No, all these things are, directly associated with Windows servers, Linux servers, and the networking part. Okay. So this is my experience in last 14, 15 years, my friend. Okay. So hopefully my experience on all these technologies will help me in presenting this subject in an easy way. And hopefully you will understand the concept in the simple and the easiest way. Okay. But still, if you have any doubts whenever we are discussing any topic, whenever we are into a topic, if you still have any doubt, chat box is always open there. I just sent a message in chat box. I just said hi there. So if you have any doubt, feel free to send your question in the chat box so that I can address your question at the earliest. And remember one thing, friends, this is a live session, and every live session we are recording. Okay, every session we are recording here, friends. Whether it is a webinar or a demo or a regular session or the last session of this particular course, every session we will record and all the recordings we will share with you. Okay, let me just write it down clearly here. The first thing what you can expect here is recordings. Each and every session will be recorded here. Okay. And the second thing is every day you will get some running notes related to this particular topic. Okay. If you are into the Linux administration, you'll get Linux running notes. If you are into the Windows administration, you'll get this Windows running notes. Okay. And coming to the package here, this package has three courses. One is your CCNA, that is your routing and switching. Second one is Linux administration, the latest Red Hat Linux administration. And third one is your Windows Server Admin. These are the three different courses we have here, friends. Okay. Now, let me just make one thing very clear here. CCNA and Linux administration will be live classes. Every day I'll be taking CCNA Linux classes at least 5 days a week. Okay. But coming to the Windows Server administration here, friends, I'll be sharing only the recorded sessions of Windows Server administration. Instead of, taking all the classes, live classes, it may take more time for you to complete everything. So I have decided to go with Linux and CCNA as live classes, and Windows Server administration I will share my previously recorded classes. So this makes things more easier for you to learn. Okay, but I'll repeat here, friends. Windows will be recorded sessions, but Linux and CCNA will be live sessions. The Linux and CCNA live sessions will be again recorded and they will be shared. But first of all, they are live sessions, and then we'll share the recordings with you. Okay. So just try to remember only one protocol here. That is, if you have any question in the middle of the session, please try to use the chat box so that you can, send your question in the chat box and I can address your question. And at the end of the class, actually, if you want to talk to me directly for some reason, for some questions and doubts and everything, you can simply unmute yourself at the end of the session and we can have discussion on that particular thing. Okay, so I'm not muting you from my side. I'm not, disabling the chat box. Everything will be open, but it's better in the middle of the session, you use some chat box to send your questions. Done. I hope it is clear now. Now let us move and see what exactly is this package all about. What is CCNA, what is Linux administration, and what exactly is the Windows Server administration. See, what I have done here is I have just taken few questions from the internet or few questions that I get regularly in my, demos and webinars and all those things. So I'll be addressing these questions actually. And beside these questions, if you have any other questions, we can have discussion on those things also. But as of now, there are certain questions I have copied here, friends. Like I said, these are the very common questions we will get every time whenever we have a demo session, or once you go and Google something. These are the most common questions you will find about this particular technology on Google. Okay. Now, the first question is, what is CCNA? See, CCNA, first of all, stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. Cisco Certified Network Associate. Cisco is one of the leading companies across the globe that provides you networking services. Networking services, like they provide you the devices that we need to manage and make a computer network. For example, right now we all are connected through a Zoom meeting, right? It's an internet session here. It's a live session. We all are connected through a Zoom application. But the question here is, what are the things that are running in between you and me? What are the things that are actually making this session possible? The most common things that I can say here are, there are certain things like, routers, switches, firewalls, servers. These are the most common devices that we have literally in every network. Without these routers, switches, firewalls, and servers, literally the sessions are not possible. Literally, there is no internet here, friends. So we are able to conduct this session because there are certain devices like routers, switches, and firewalls working for us. But from where this routers, switches, and firewall came, one of the most famous companies across the globe that manufactures your routers and switches is your Cisco. See, every company is specialized in certain things, right? When I talk about Samsung, actually, normally you think about mobile phones or maybe some refrigerators or ACs and all these things. There are certain companies which are famous for certain things. So Cisco is a company that is very famous for all the networking devices, my friend. Okay, this is the number one networking devices provider for last 4 decades. From 1990s till 2025, you go and do the survey. Cisco is the leading company. So this CCNA is a course that is offered by Cisco, and they offer many courses actually. They offer many courses. They offer courses in multiple levels. As of now, let us just focus on CCNA. This is the first course, maybe probably one of the first course they offer, so that you can start your career in this IT industry, or you can start your career in this networking field. Okay, so CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Administration, Network Associate actually, and this course is there from 1990s. When I started my career in the year 2008, 2009, one of the best course that was available back in those days was CCNA. If you go back in 1990s, one of the best course that was available back in those days was again CCNA. Today, when you are starting your career in 2025, one of the best course that you can do is again CCNA. And most probably in the year 2040, if someone is starting their career in the year 2040, one of the best course that they can have is again CCNA. This is such an important course, my friend, because this particular course is, focusing on the networking concepts of your computer network, like IP addressing, routers, switches, firewalls. Okay, these are few of the major modules that we have to learn in this particular course. So literally, we cannot see any company anywhere across the globe where the routers, switches, firewalls, and the concept of IP address is not used. Whether it is a physical network or whether it is a cloud network, whatever things I have said just now, the routers, switches, firewalls, and the IP addressing concept. These things are mandatory used in every network. Okay, so CCNA is a particular course that is focusing major on this particular four modules. Okay, now second question is, who is eligible for CCNA? Who can learn CCNA actually? Who can start learning CCNA? See, the good news here is there are no pre-requirements actually here. There is no prerequisites. You can simply start your CCNA from today itself. There is no need to have any knowledge on IT, any knowledge about the servers and networks and all those things. If this is your first class on any of the networking courses or any of the courses that are related with the IT, you're at the right place, my friend. You're 100% eligible to start your career. You're 100% eligible to learn anything. There is no prerequisites for CCNA. Any person can learn CCNA with ease. We'll be starting everything from the basics and we'll go to the advanced level. Okay. Now, that is the second thing. Now, what to learn in CCNA? This is a bit tricky question. See, syllabus is already provided there, friends, but if I can just, summarize CCNA for you, there are four modules actually in CCNA. First module is about your IP address. Second module is about your, let's say, router. Third module is, let's say, about switch. And the fourth module is, let's say, about your firewall. What we are learning in IP addressing, what we are learning in routing, switching, and firewall, that's a different discussion. You can simply go there and see the, course curriculum. You will see all the details there, but these are the few major modules. IP addressing will take probably 7 to 8 classes. A router will take around 12 to 13 classes. Switch will take around, let's say, more than a week. Firewall will take some classes actually. So like this, overall it will take 35 days for us to complete this particular course. So these are the four major modules we are learning in our CCNA. Now listen, my friend. We are learning IP addressing, routing, switching, firewall. Like I said, this is the backbone of our computer network. We simply cannot imagine any type of computer network. When I say any type, I'm talking about local area network or the wide area network, or I can say private network or the public network. Okay, or I can say the internet or our components network, whatever the type you mentioned here. We simply cannot see a computer network without IP addresses used, routers, switches, and firewalls used. So this is literally the basic core components of every computer network. And this is what we are learning in CCN. Got it? This is what we are learning in our CCNA course. Okay. Now, the big question here is what next after CCNA? Okay, let's say we have completed CCNA. Next, let's say uh, 35 days, 40 days, whatever we have done with the CCNA. So the next question here is what to do after CCNA. Now listen carefully, my friend. After CCNA, there are plenty of options and plenty of opportunities. If I just go with Cisco itself, Cisco people will offer you multiple options after CCNA. Let us just focus on Cisco first. Like I said, you from Cisco, the most basic course that you can do is CCNA. This is the beginning of your career. Okay, but after CCNA, what? After CCNA, you can go with something called CCNP, then you can go with something called CCIE. CCNP stands for Cisco Certified Network Professional. CCIE stands for Cisco Certified Internet for Expert. You know, I did till CCIE in my career actually. I have expertise till CCIE. Fine. Anyhow, as of now, we need to just focus on CCNA. But like I said, dear friends, we can go up to CCIE level. CCIE is the expert level. Okay. Cisco Certified Internet for Expert. That is your CCIE, friends. Okay, fine. This is one path. But you know what Cisco does? Cisco provides you multiple career paths. Remember when I started the class, I said this is CCNA routing and switching, right? So this means this is a course that is dealing with routers, switches, and firewalls. Some basics of firewall, but still we have some firewalls there. But you know, if I say someone is an engineer, the next question you can ask that person is, okay, you are an engineer, but you have done engineering in which group? Are you a civil engineer, or are you a mechanical engineer, or are you a, IT engineer, or what engineering you did, right? So like this, CCNA also have many different CCNA courses. Like for example, there is something called CCNA routing and switching. This is what we are learning, right? CCNA routing and switching. But friends, we have something called CCNA security, CCNA service provider, CCNA voice, CCNA wireless, and few other things. So these are the things we have here, my friend. These are the few other things we have. So beside only going with CCNA routing and switching, in case if you are completely interested in pursuing your career with the Cisco certifications, these are the few certifications we have. So when I say CCNA security here, I'm talking about CCNA security, then CCNP security, then CCIE security. When I say CCNA wireless, I'm talking about CCNP wireless and CCI wireless. So there are plenty of opportunities available within our Cisco certification path. There are plenty of certifications they are offering us. Okay. But suppose imagine if you're not interested in this particular path, then why to learn CCNA? If you're not interested in the other certifications of CCNA, the reason for learning CCNA is cloud computing is one reason. DevOps is one reason. Cybersecurity is one reason. Now, can you please tell me any other technology which is in more demand compared to these technologies as of now? Cloud computing, DevOps, and cybersecurity? No, right? One of the most basic free requirements to learn cloud computing, DevOps, and cybersecurity is your CCNA and the server administration. I repeat, normally people, they just go and start learning cybersecurity directly. People just go there and learn DevOps directly. But friends, you can learn it. You can attend the class. Learning means you can simply attend the classes. But can you get a job on DevOps or cybersecurity or maybe, advanced cloud computing without the knowledge of networking part or without the knowledge of server administration part? 100% no, my friend. Without the knowledge of the networking part and the server administration part, we literally cannot get a job in any company. That's not possible. Learning wise, you can pay fees somewhere, you can simply attend all the classes. That's a learning process, right? But what I'm saying here is, can we get a job without having the knowledge of CCN and the Linux server administration in cloud or in DevOps or in cybersecurity? Answer is no. So this is the second reason why to go with this CCNA course. First reason is, like I said, CCNA is a very famous technology. Like it's a very famous course for last, let's say, 4 decades. Cisco offers you many other courses there. Besides CCNA, Cisco offers you many other courses. But this is not the only reason why to go with CCNA. There are many other reasons, friends. Like I said, the cloud computing path, or the DevOps path, or the cyber security part. For all these things, you need to learn again CCNA. Got it? I hope it is clear now. What is CCNA? It's a course offered by Cisco. That is one thing. And who is eligible for CCNA? Any person can learn CCNA, not a big deal. What to learn in CCNA? I have already mentioned IP addressing, router, switch, and more for switch and firewall. These are the four major modules we have. And what next after CCNA? There are plenty of options and opportunities available, my friend. You can see yourself working in any of this technology for next 20 years, and whatever you do in this particular technology, my friend, everything will be based on what you are learning in CCNA. This is such a big thing, my friend. CCNA is such a highly demanding course in last, let's say, 4 decades. Okay. Now, this is something about CCNA. Let us try to get some questions about the Linux server administration now. See here, friends. When you go with this Linux server administration, again, there are certain questions that I need to address. First of all, what is Linux? See, it is a server operating system. I repeat, Linux is a server operating system, which is the mostly used server operating system over the internet. So whenever you connect to any application on the internet here, friends, like a web application, file application, email application, gaming application, any application, as of now or as of today, I can say approximately 85% of applications over the internet, they are running on Linux server operating system. This is such a big percentage, right? This is such a big number. What I'm saying here, around 85% applications over the internet are running on Linux. Like I said, CCNA is a course that is there from 1990s. Linux is also a course that is there from 1990s. So if you go back in 95, let's say 1995, the best way to start your career back in 1995 was learning CCNA and Linux administration. In 2005, Linux and CCNA. 2015, Linux and CCNA. 2025, that is today, Linux and CCNA. 2035, 45, it will be again the same technology. Linux server administration and networking will be the core of your any other technology. Without learning CCNA and Linux server administration, probably you cannot go with any other new technologies. Maybe, 15, 20 years before, there was no concept of cloud computing. Let's say 20 years before. 15 years before, there was no concept of DevOps. Okay, 20 years before, there was no concept of cyber security. You can see all these technologies currently, right? But, friends, all these technologies are based, or all these technologies are actually running on Linux servers, as well as they have the concept of networking. Okay, so what is Linux server here, friends? Linux is a server operating system that is, running on majority of servers on the internet. Okay, so this is one of the leading servers we have. There are many advantages we have in Linux. Like, first of all, it is an open source. It is a free operating system. What is the meaning of free? You can simply download it. You can use it in your server. No need to pay any money for license agreement. No need to pay any money to any company. Nothing. It's absolutely free. Open source means you can take the OS and you can simply make changes in the OS according to your requirement. That is what it makes Linux very powerful and very popular. Okay. Now, few other questions are: who is eligible for Linux? Any person can learn Linux administration, my friend. There is absolutely no prerequisite needed. Any person can learn Linux administration. Again, if you're a fresher without any knowledge of IT, this is your first session. You are 100% eligible to start Linux administration from today itself. Okay. Now, what to learn in Linux server administration? Okay, this is something very huge. I just want to mention few things here, like what to learn in Linux administration. First of all, we need to see many basic commands. Because Linux is a command line interface. It's not like Windows operating system where you can simply go and simply use, graphics and you can do all the practicals. No, Linux is a bit different. Linux, like I said, you friends, is a command line operating system. So we just need to use all the commands. So we'll start discussion from the basic commands actually. Then we will move into some system administrator or server administrator concepts. Let's say like, user group, user creation, group creation, user administration, group administration. then file permissions. Okay, and then we go to something called automation. This is what we have in Linux. Then we go to some monitoring tools. Okay, then we have certain software management tool. Okay, then we have something called disk management tools. We have certain services like DNS, DHCP, and few other services. Okay, so these are some of the things that we need to learn in Linux server administration. Like I said, friends, the course curriculum is designed and course curriculum is already, I think they're already linked here. Yeah, you can see in chat box there is a link here. You can say content. You can just click on that content link and you can go through that content. Everything is clearly mentioned in that particular content related to Linux administration as well as CCNA. So these are few of the things that we need to learn. I'm not saying all these things. These are the only things we are learning. These are few of the things. Okay. There are many more things we need to learn in our Linux server administration fields. Okay. Now the same question here. What next after Linux administration? Answer is same. After Linux administration, you can simply go with cloud computing, hmm, DevOps, fine. You can go with, let's say, cyber security. Okay. Or if you are a programmer or a developer, you should go with cyber security here. Now you should go with the Linux server administration. Okay. So these are some of the things you can do after completing the Linux administration. Okay. Or if you want to be in Linux administration only for rest of your life, that is also quite possible, right? There are plenty of job opportunities available on Linux servers. Literally every company, they need a Linux server for sure, Linux server administrator for sure. Okay. So they need many Linux administrators. It's not like only one person can handle all the servers in our company. No, they need some tens or even hundreds of Linux administrators in one company. Okay, so these are some of the things you can do after completing Linux administration. So you cannot go with cyber security, DevOps, or cloud computing without having the firm understanding or the in-depth understanding of the Linux server administration. Done. So these are the two very, very famous courses we have in IT industry for last many decades. You can say cloud computing became popular in last 5, 6 years actually. DevOps became more famous in last 6, 5, 6 years. Cyber security became more famous in last few years. Okay. But coming to the CCNA and the Linux administration, my friend, these are there from 1990s. These are there today, and this will be there for many, many decades to come. There is no substitute for CCNA and the Linux server administration. These are the core courses that you can do to start your career in the IT industry. This is the best possible way you can start your career in the IT industry, my friend. Okay. Now see here, these are few of the devices that I can show you. This is actually a router. That is what we are learning in our CCNA. Let me just change the color here. Fine. This is a router. It looks like this. The router, what we have in our home, using which we are taking the internet connection, is just a access point. It is not an actual router. Okay. Anyhow, this is your router. This is your switch. And this is your firewall. These are the three devices we are working on it, my friend. And how we can do practicals of CCNA? Quite simple. To do practicals of CCNA, we have a simulation called Cisco Packet Tracer. Let me just show you my existing CCNA batch. We have done a practicals yesterday, actually. This is what we did yesterday. So this is a Cisco Packet Tracer simulation software here, friends. Using the Cisco Packet Tracer simulation software, you can simply do all the practicals. It's a free software available. So you can simply download it and you can use it in your laptop or desktop. So how to download and how to use it, I'll explain you all these things. But this is a simulation software. You can just see here. We just configured this last night. Okay, so this is where the practicals will be done. This is the way you can do all the practicals that are related to CCNA. This simulation software should be there. So this is actually your router here, friends. This is a switch and this is a computer. So like this, we can simply plan everything. So practicals are mandatory, and how to do practicals? This is the way you can do practicals. I'll show you everything when we go with the practical sessions, but as of now, this is the way all the things will work. This is about CCNA. And coming to the Linux server administration here, friends. For Linux server administration, also we have some simulation here. There is called Oracle VirtualBox. This is a free software available over the internet. You can just go there and download it. How to download, again, that's a different thing. I'll explain you in coming sessions. So you can simply download this Oracle VirtualBox and you can do the installation of Linux server administration. Let me just power on one of my servers. I have few servers already running here. So say this is your Red Hat Linux server latest version, 9.x version. Whenever you see any 9.x version, you can feel this way, this is the latest version. 7 point and 8 point are maybe the older versions actually. But anything that is related with 9 point or anything that is started with 9 version is obviously the latest version. It can be 9.4, 9.5, 9.3, anything. Okay, so the server is up. It will take few more seconds actually for this server to come up. Done. The server is ready now. Let me just show you how to connect to this server. Now, what you see right now is your actual Linux server. In components also, you'll see exactly the same server with same screen and everything same. And if I use a command here, like let's say cat etc/os relays, it shows you some details about your operating system. So this is your Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9.4 version. Okay, so like this, you can do all the practicals in Linux server operating systems. So there are certain commands we need to learn here, friends. So commands will be something like this. You can just go there and see everything. So all these practicals we will see in live sessions. Linux server administration will be live sessions, as well as, CCNA will be live sessions. And for CCNA, we are using the Cisco Packet Tracer simulation. And for Linux server administration, we are using this Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, so practicals are not a big deal. We can learn everything practically. We have to learn everything practically, and we have many simulations for that. Okay, that's not a big deal. Now, let me just add few things about your package. Like, this is a package where we have CCNA plus Linux server plus Windows servers, right? So if you go with individual courses, probably you'll be spending 25, 30,000 rupees maybe, or let's say at least 20 to 25,000 rupees. But if you come in a package here, as of now, there is an offer, and the offer is only for 6,999 INR, Indian rupees. Linux server administration, network administration, that is CCNA, and the Windows server administration, we are offering you at only 6,999 INR. Okay, that is the fees for this particular package. I'm not sure for how many weeks or how many months this package will remain. I think this will be the last batch where they keep this package. Okay, but as of now, this is the package. And coming to CCNA, friends, CCNA tomorrow, that is Monday at 8 p.m. We are starting the batch. Actually, I have started the batch last week. We have people who are who have already joined for this particular course, CCNA Linux administration course and package, and they are already coming for that particular 8 p.m. batch. But you know what I did? I have just taken only one session for them because there was a festival last week, right? Mahashivratri. So we have just, delayed our classes. So we are starting our classes from tomorrow, 8 p.m. India Standard Time. Okay, 8 p.m. India Standard Time. Tomorrow will be the first session of session. So if you're interested in joining the session from tomorrow itself, you can simply, contact the management. They will share all the details with you regarding that particular course. And coming to the Linux I'll be starting Linux within a week actually, maybe morning 7 a.m. Again, India Standard Time. If you're not comfortable in coming in morning time, if you're only comfortable in evening time, you just need to wait for like a couple of weeks. Every week, every 10 days, we'll start new batches. First, we'll go with evening session, then we'll go with the morning session, then evening session. We'll just try to rotate our timings. Okay. So as of now, the batch that you can think of is of CCNA that is starting from tomorrow at 8 p.m. India Standard Time. But like I said to my friend, Linux administration is also starting within a week in morning. If you're not comfortable in that morning time, then in the evening, again within, let's say maximum next 2 weeks, we'll start one more batch in evening time. So like this, we'll rotate all our batches. Okay. And in case if you want to go with AWS also, we'll start AWS very soon. Hopefully next week only we'll be starting AWS classes. But as of now, CCNA will start tomorrow at 8 p.m. India Standard Time. What is the date tomorrow? 3rd, right? Yeah. So tomorrow, that is 3rd March 2025. This is about your CCNA course, my friend. Okay. I hope it is clear now. This is your package and this is your time and date. Okay. And in case if you need, just a second, guys. Okay. So in case if you need any other support or any other assistance on this particular courses, you can simply call the management there. They will provide you all the details about this particular course. I'll share my WhatsApp number in coming classes. As of now, I cannot share the number, but like I said, I'll share all the details about my WhatsApp number as well as my email ID in coming classes. Okay. So this is what the package is all about, my friend. I can just say one thing. If you're really interested in joining this particular course, if you're really interested in, pursuing a career in this IT industry, starting your career from CCNA and the Linux server administration was the best option available, let's say 20 years before, 10 years before, 5 years before today. And in coming years to come, starting your career with the CCNA and the Linux server administration will remain the best possible way. There is no other, better option available to start your career in IT industry beside learning CCNA and the CCNA and the Linux administration. This is such an important part of our IT industry, my friend. Okay, so as of now, this is a package. So if you are interested, you can simply grab everything what you're looking for in this particular package, and hopefully you can, have a great career in this particular IT industry. Okay, so that's it from me for today, friends. And if you still have any doubts, any questions, I'm available for you. Feel free to send your questions in chat box. If you want to talk to me directly, it's up to you now. I'm done with this session here, friends. It's up to you to clear your doubts or have, send your questions in chat box so that we can have discussion on that particular questions. Okay, finally, there is a question here. Shell scripting will be covered or not? So shell scripting is not part of this Linux server administration here, friends. After completing Linux, in case if you're interested in shell scripting, that will be different course. But this is only purely the administration course where we are focusing on the server administration part. But shell scripting is not covered in this particular course. First, you have to go with the server administration part, then you can go with shell script. This is not only this is not purely the Linux administration course, right? This is a package where we have Linux, Windows, as well as networking. Okay. So tomorrow, okay, this is a good question actually, Murli. Which role we can apply for this particular package? You know, if you have, if you're applying for a job, or if you're applying in a company only on one role, that's not good actually, right? Because if that role is not available for you, or maybe someone is a bit better than you on that particular role or on that particular day, you will lose your job for sure, right? Now see here, what if you can apply in a company on multiple job roles? Let's say network admin. There are multiple roles available that are related to network admin. I'm not saying this is only one role. There are like at least 3 different roles we can apply for. Then let's say Linux server admin. Again, there are multiple roles available here. And then say Windows server admin. Once you complete this particular package, you can apply in a company on at least 5 to 6 different job roles. This makes actually your resume more stronger. See, if a person is applying for a job in a company based on only the Linux servers, okay, company can still take the interviews and company can still, try to hire them if they are very good in this Linux server administration. But what if a company sees your resume and if they feel like, okay, this person knows about the Linux server, the network administration, as well as the Windows server. Literally, every company needs these 3 people, right? So the company can say this person is a multi-talented person. So let us just try to see how good he is in this particular technology. So they'll just have an interview for sure. But after having the interview, they will be more than eager to take you because you're the one who can work on different technologies. You're the one who have the knowledge of multiple technologies. Okay, so they will just try to take you on any of the role actually. They are not restricting you, or you're not restricting yourself there actually. So we have the option of applying for job roles on different technologies or different job roles within a company.
Okay, sir. Thanks. Sir, one more question. See, currently I'm working in a company, so where we have network team and all. So I'm working as a SQL
Mm-hmm.
developer,
Mm-hmm.
where I work with regular shell script and Linux
Mm-hmm.
and queries. So actually, I'm a Java developer. I moved here because the project got over. So I daily interact with network people. So where they configure VIPs. So when we move from 6 months, we move from we switch the network from one server to one server. So that time we see some network issues. So they did not whitelist the IPs, so that because of some APIs will fail. So this is
Mm-hmm.
all purely network related stuff. So as you mentioned, so we'll be part of that. We'll learn that. And so is there anything like let's say cloud networking we can apply after this? Like again, we have to learn some cloud like AWS or Azure.
Excellent
How it
question,
will?
man. I
Yeah.
got your question. See, excellent question. Let me just say a few more things about cloud computing here. When you go with cloud computing here, my friend, there are certain services you need to learn. There are approximately 200 services in AWS cloud. AWS
Yeah.
cloud will provide you the most number of services. But if you
Mm.
just go there and do some ranking there, ranking in the sense, the most famous service or the mostly used service. These are the 2 most famous services we have in cloud. One is called EC2 and the second one is actually VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. Friends, EC2 is a service that is completely based on Linux servers and the Windows servers. VPC is a service that is based on IP addressing, a router, firewall. If you just go from the beginning of this session, actually, remember what I told you? CCNA, we are learning about IP addressing, routing, and firewall. And Linux administration, we are learning about Linux servers and Windows servers. So if you're good in your networking part and the Linux server administration part, you will be very good in the services of cloud, especially the most important services like EC2 and VPC. So you know literally everything. But the question here is, do we need to again learn those services in cloud? Of course, we need to learn. But what I'm saying here is, instead of learning EC2 and VPC, If for a person, if it is taking, let's say, 3 months to understand EC2 and VPC, probably it will take only 2 weeks for you to understand the same services. Networking concept will remain same, server will remain same, IP addressing concept will remain same, but how we can use it in cloud, that particular thing we need to learn there. Okay, so it becomes super easy for you to go to cloud computing or DevOps or cyber security if you have good understanding of the networking and the server administration. Majority of people who are, struggling at the cloud level or the DevOps level or the, cyber security level are the people who have only basic knowledge of networking and basic knowledge of server administration. And the people who are, at very high levels in the DevOps or cyber security or cloud computing, these are the people who started their career from the networking part as well as from the server administration part. At least they know the server concept in depth. At least they know the network concept in depth. Got it? So these are the two most important services we have in cloud computing, and they are completely based on the package that I'm offering here, friends. On this particular package, only these two services are based.
Yes, sir. So right now the market is cloud related stuff, especially network uh, and this what is it,
Y-
data
y-
engineering. And
Exactly. I take the cloud administration classes also, right? I have a package for the cloud administration also. Most probably within a week or so, I'll be starting a AWS class there, Amazon Web Services new batch. Every day, I'll take at least 2 to 3 batches on Amazon Web Services. So I know what exactly is there in this AWS. Like I said, you my friend, the most important services there are EC2 and VPC, and they are completely based on the server administration and the network administration. I always say this. I know many people actually they are working as a cloud administrator. Getting a job is not a big deal for some people, right? Reference will be there, consultancies will be there. There are certain ways people can get a job. But once
yeah,
they get a job, they realize, okay, getting a job was easy for them because of some reference or because of some consultancy or by paying some extra money. That's a open thing everyone knows, right? But once
mm,
they get a job, they realize, okay, without knowledge, without the knowledge of, let's say, the servers, or without the knowledge of, let's say, firewalls or the IP addressing, they cannot survive in the company. So I know people who are working on cloud, but they came back to me and they started learning CCNA and the Linux administration. I know people who are working in cyber security or the DevOps, and they came to me to learn the CCNA and the server administration. So there is a reverse order. If you want to go in a proper way, start your career from this particular server administration and network administration, then move into the cloud computing or DevOps or cyber security. This makes your life more easier, your learning process more easier. You will understand everything what is there in cloud and the other related technologies. So like you said, present is cloud and the future is cloud. But my friend, in 2040 also, let's say after 15 years, if someone is starting the career in cloud computing or DevOps or cyber security or whatever technologies are available in 2040, I can say this with 100% guarantee. For those technologies also, this is mandatory.
yes, sir. One more thing. As you said, getting job is easy. So once we start working day-to-day activities, if someone said, okay, do this configuration or do this one. So this how means how confident we will be after this complete course. So because see, um, when I moved from here to there, so Linux I struggled a lot. Again, I uh, watched Durga sir videos and I got some confidence. So this
Okay.
kind of so how theory we don't need. Means we need, but in real time we should work. So how real time stuff will be you will
See,
provide.
you can get up to like 3 years of experience once you go with this particular package. You can
Mm,
easily get up to 3 years of experience. I will not recommend you to put more than 3 years of experience. 2.5 to 3 years is more than enough actually. If you're putting
mm,
4 years, 5 years of experience, you're putting pressure on yourself actually. Company will expect a lot from you and maybe you cannot deliver that many things. So up to
yeah.
2.5 to 3 years of experience, you can easily put in your resume after completing this particular package. So it's a practical oriented course. CCNA,
Yeah.
Linux servers, and Windows server, they all are practical courses actually. This is the reason I showed you here how we can do this is Linux practicals. This is the way we can do the Linux practicals. Okay. If I can just show you the history here. See, probably I have used this many commands till now. Not same commands, but repeated commands, but still, we will learn some hundreds of commands there. And coming to the CCNA, friends, again, it is a practical oriented course. So these are the, simulation softwares we can use to do practicals. In CCNA, if you know around 40 to 45 commands, your CCNA is done. CCNA is majorly more theory. We will spend 45 minutes discussing a theoretical part. 10 minutes is more than enough to do that particular practicals. Every day, two, three comments we are adding actually. CCNA will
Mm.
be like this, but Linux server administration is majorly practical oriented course. Or the commands are more actually compared to the CCNA. But overall, CCNA, Linux and Windows, you have to do practical so that you'll get perfection. Same practicals will be repeated for you in cloud. Same practicals will be repeated for you in the DevOps and the cyber security, at least on the server administration part.
Okay, sir, this package is including, it's not including cloud, right? Only
No, no, no. As of now, it's not including cloud. It is only for these three courses. If you're interested in cloud, cloud will be like AWS cloud that we are having here. And for
ah,
this, actually fees is 5,000. So if you can just put some more details here, 5 plus 7 will be how much? It will be 12,000, right? But if you want to
sir.
get more discount, you can just talk to them, talk to the management. Hopefully, they can give some
Okay.
more discount here. Actually, on Linux, CCNA, Windows, and AWS, complete 4 courses package. Probably you
Mm.
can save a few more bucks there. But as of now, AWS is a different course. We have package of CCNA, Linux, and Windows.
Okay. Okay. So the recommendation would be first learn CCNA, Linux, Windows, then go for AWS. That's what we.
Always, always, that is a recommendation, my friend.
Okay. Sir, AWS is when is the next batch, sir?
AWS next batch will be within a week or 10 days actually. I'm in the end of a batch actually. With
Mhm.
next week, I'll be completing one AWS batch, and once I complete that batch, I'll be starting a new AWS batch.
Only weekdays now, right, sir?
Only weekdays. Maybe some Saturdays we can have class, but majorly Sunday will be holiday. So majorly we have classes on weekdays, Monday to at least 5 days a week. We'll try to conduct the class.
Mm.
Sometimes we may go with the sixth day, but that's very rare. But most of the cases, 5 days a week.
Okay, sir. So as I said, 3 years if we go with this, and I have total 8 years. So in 5 years would be Java and SQL, and this would be uh, there will be a question, right? Why you move from programming language to this? So that could be a challenge for me. I should answer that.
No, it's not a big question actually. I have literally in every demo, every batch, I'll get people from Java background, Python background, so and so background. They are moving into this because the easy answer is there are many opportunities here. That's one
Mm.
thing. Okay, the requirement is always increasing.
Mm.
New technologies like cloud computing, DevOps, and cybersecurity made this field more, encouraging for people to join. These are few of the answers you can say. The person who is asking this question, he already knows the answer actually. Why you're
Yeah, yeah.
moving here? He's just testing you like why exactly you're moving. You just need to
Mm.
mention your reason there. Okay.
Yeah.
If there is more demand, they need more supply, right? So there is more demand here actually. So the supply is not coming anyway because people feel like okay, these networking courses are some hardware related courses. No man,
Yeah.
these are not hardware related courses. We're not carrying the servers and the routers and the firewalls on our head. It's not like a labor work. It is a administration job. You're sitting on your in your desk on your laptop or a desktop and you're connecting to the servers and routers and firewalls and you're configuring them. It's not a physical work. It's a administration role.
Mm.
Okay, so these are few of the answers you can say. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm. We'll go ahead. We'll see. So this one, if later if you want to move to let's say cell towers networks, so this will help, right? Uh,
If you're in telecommunication network, again, Linux and CCNA will be mandatory for you. So
Mandate.
there are many technologies where Linux and CCNA is mandatory. Like if you're
Mm.
coming from telecommunication background, or if you're a programmer, then Linux is mandatory. Or if you want to move into cloud and DevOps and cyber security, then both CCNA and Linux server administration is mandatory.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm exploring what will be the good. So even we have AWS we are using regularly. So like creating instances. After
Mhm.
instancing, how to do so we can download the logs and all, but how internally it's working, as I said, routing, IPs, VPs. So that is stuff we have to learn.
Like I said, you VPC and AC2, these are the two most famous services, and probably it will take around 20 classes for me to complete EC2 and VPC in AWS. Just
Yeah.
imagine how much we need to learn there. I'm saying 20 classes.
Mm.
That much is there about VP. If you're good in these two services, and let me just add a few more services like let's say S3, IAM,
Mm.
okay, and there are one or two more services like say CloudWatch and all those things. If you're good in these five, six services, great.
Yeah.
You're eligible to get a job literally in every company on the face of the earth. And when you go with this IAM service, you will get some, you will get a lot of understanding from Linux and Windows. When you go with this CloudWatch, it is a monitoring service. Again, you will get understanding from Linux and Windows. Storage is a service. When you go with the storage service, again, the knowledge of Linux and Windows will help you. Okay, when you go with VPC, the knowledge of CCNA will help you. When you go with EC2, knowledge of CCNA, Linux, and Windows will help you. So, see, I have just mentioned the core services of AWS here, or core services of cloud computing, and literally every service will take you back to the CCNA level or the Linux server administration topics or the Windows server administration topics. You simply cannot run away from this three courses ever. One of the best thing I did in my career is I started my career from this particular courses. So it helped me a lot in understanding all the new technologies. When I started my cloud computing 2016-17, actually, it was super easy for me to learn the cloud computing concept because it was completely based on networks and Linux servers and Windows servers and all those things. Okay, so it will be same for you as well, my friend. Okay, so that was the
That,
session for today, friends. And like I said, you tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'll be starting the the CCNA, the network administration part. And if you're interested in this network administration part, you just need to join here at 8 p.m. A link will be shared with you. Management will share the link with you. Hopefully, you have provided your proper email ID and the correct phone numbers. They will share all the details with you on this particular mail ID or the mobile phone number that you have provided to them. Okay, so you can come for this 8 p.m. batch. You can sit there for like a couple of days. You can see how we are conducting the classes and how we are approaching the courses and the sessions. So then you can take the decision whether to join this or whether to move with something else. It's up to you. But at least come for next couple
yeah.
of classes and it will be easy for you to understand. Yeah, Murli, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. For this course, CCNA, Linux, Windows, and AWS admin. So what will the overall duration, sir, for both
See,
of course?
CCNA will take 35 days. Linux will
Yeah.
take 35 days. If you come in parallelly, let's say CCNA 8 p.m. and if you come for
Mm.
Linux some other time, then hopefully next 45, 50 days you can complete CCNA and Linux. Okay, that's done.
Okay.
And Windows, anyhow, we are sharing the recorded sessions, so you can watch the Windows sessions every Saturday, Sunday. It's up to you. And coming to the
Mm.
AWS here, friends, AWS will take around 45 days.
Alone. Okay.
Yeah, so roughly, you can finish everything in next 3 to 3.5 months. Let's say
Okay.
100 days. Safe side, or let
Mm.
me just put things in much easier way. Just plan everything for next 100 days. In next 100 days, you can finish everything. And that makes, things more easier for you. 100 days is a good challenge, actually. 100 days challenge, take it as a challenge. And, probably you can do this.
Yes, sir. So there will be resume support, right? Because we don't know how to put
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
especially in resume.
those things will be there. These are very common things, right? So there is no need for me to mention those things. So obviously, I'll share few
Okay.
samples of
Mm.
resumes. You can just try to edit them, and you can just, forward those resumes to all the different companies or wherever you are applying for job.
So, sir, how certifications are mandatory here? CCNA certifications from Cisco?
No, see, it depends actually. If you're planning to move only in the Cisco career path, that is CCNA,
Mm.
CCNP, CCIE, then certification is mandatory for CCNA. But if you're planning to go with cloud and DevOps and cyber security, then CCNA certification or Linux certification is not mandatory. First, try to complete the complete package, then see where you're more interested in, where you feel like you're more
Yeah.
comfortable in. So wherever you're more
Mm.
comfortable in, just try to go with that certificate. But friends, if
Sure.
you can mention this many things in your resume, they will not ask you the certification for sure. Once they select you, then they will ask you to write the certification. They can even pay money for your certification. Companies will pay for your certification, right? So first try
Correct.
to learn the technology. See, there is no substitute for your knowledge, my friend. If you know things
Yeah.
very well, then the jobs, the salaries, the money, whatever you think of, everything will come automatically. Just try to grab the knowledge. If you know the knowledge, if you have the concept of so and so technology, then nothing can stop you from having a great career, my friend. So right now, I just say one thing, just try to focus majorly on the learning process. Later on, you can think of certification.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
all from us.
fine. I can see one person I joined just now, Sai Lokesh. Sai, we have started the session at 10 a.m. actually, so it's more than 1 hour actually. I have just, completed everything what I have to
Actually, I
discuss.
was in like other class of DURGASOFT, so I joined it lately.
Okay, okay, no problem. So what I'm trying to say here is this particular webinar will be uploaded on YouTube very soon. Let's say within 1 hour or 1.5 hours, they will upload this session on YouTube. DurgaSoft
Yeah.
people have their own YouTube channel there, so they will upload this. You can just go there and have some look
So
at
I
this
have a
particular session.
question. So actually, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So the class starts at 8 p.m., right?
Yeah.
So the recordings will be provided like every day or like weekly.
No, 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 every day. We'll provide recordings every day. If you take 5 classes a day, all the 5 recordings will be provided to you.
So
Like,
like it's like Google storage or like something like only for 6 months access or like lifetime.
see, normally it's a 6 months access, my friend. But you know what I'll do here is, if I can show you one message here, let me just show you.
No, no, no. So in my case, so if the class is at 8, for me it's like morning 5:30 here.
Okay, you're joining from some other country, right? So,
Yeah. So
okay,
I'm like student, so that's why.
okay, okay, I got your requirement. But what I'm saying here is management will provide you the recordings only for 6 months. But if you need
Yeah.
recordings after, let's say, 1 year also, what I'll do here, every time whenever I finish a new batch, I'll just take the recordings, I'll keep the recordings with you. So management may not be offering you the recordings after 6 months, but I'll offer you the recordings after like, you know, 1 week before, I got a message from a student who did my course in 2022. And he said like he
Okay.
needs recordings so that, he can go through the AWS course. I just provided him the recording of my latest AWS batch. So this is what I'll do from my side. I cannot expect the management to provide recordings for like 2 years. Okay.
Okay.
But what I'm saying here is once I start the class, I will provide my WhatsApp number and my mail ID so that, you can go through the recordings.
Okay.
And in case if you miss the recording and if you want to get the recording of a so-and-so technology of let's say 2 years also, I'll be more than happy to provide you the recordings after that many, after like a couple of years also. That I can do from my
So
side.
so there is like one more last question actually.
Mhm.
So actually, like I have been in Durgasoft for like almost like 3 years. I have been joining like different courses. There would be any discount or like that something?
So this is not dollars, my friend. This is INR.
Yeah, I know that, but
If it
actually,
is
right now, I'm in 3 months. I was like 2 classes, so that's
okay,
why I'm asking.
you're joining from some other country, right? So if you want to pay in dollars, I'll just give the discount to you. You can just pay $1,000, my friend. That will be more than acceptable, right? So this is only in
I'll
Indian
pay.
currency, right?
I'll pay in INR. That's not an
So
issue.
yeah, so if you want to pay in INR, this is already a discounted course. I'm very sorry to say this, but still you can have a talk with the management. I'm not sure they will, you know,
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll pay fee. I'll talk to them and I'll pay the fees.
Okay, okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, right. So that was the session for today, friends. I'm still here for like a couple of minutes. If you still have any questions, any doubts, I'm more than happy to clear everything. If every session is like so interactive, sessions will go very deep and very far, my friend. That is what I can say. Chat box is always open. Just try to keep the chat box as busy as possible. I'll be asking many questions in the middle of the session. We are preparing ourselves for interviews also, actually. I'll be asking many questions in the middle of the session. And if you can answer those questions, you'll be more than ready to answer the same question in the interview. Whatever questions I'll be asking here, the same question someone will ask you in the interview, my friend. Okay, so I have just sent a message to a few people. I have not seen any response from them. So hopefully, if you are comfortable with everything, you can simply clear any doubts if you have any. Or else we can stop the session for today and let's see what we can do from tomorrow. Tomorrow, like I said, few people have already joined this course. So I'll be just clubbing you with them. I'm not skipping anything. I'll start everything from scratch. But tomorrow it will be the first day of our course, CCNA course that we are starting tomorrow. And let's see how it goes. Okay, so I guess there are no more questions here. So we'll stop the session here, friends, and we'll meet again tomorrow at same time. And not same time, tomorrow we'll meet at 8 p.m. India Standard Time with our CCNA class. Okay. Thanks a lot, friends. Take care. I just want to say one thing before I go here. If you have already decided to go with a career in cloud computing, DevOps, cybersecurity, Linux server administration, networking, and all those things, you have selected a great career for yourself, my friend. You can see yourself in this particular career path for rest of your life. That many opportunities are available, that many options are available. Literally every company needs you and me. You have selected a great career path. Initially, you just need to do some extra hard work. If you can just focus properly, if you just attend every class, if you just follow what I say every day in the class, then friends, you will be more than ready to start your great career in this particular administration field. So I just want to wish you all the very good luck for friends for your present and future health and career and everything. Just try to take care of your health, because in IT industry, one of the things we just try to ignore is our health. So just try to take care of your health and just try to focus on your learning process. There are plenty of opportunities, plenty of options available for you, and they are eagerly waiting for your response maybe. Okay. So thanks a lot, friends. Take care. Hope to see you again tomorrow at 8 p.m. India Standard Time with the CCNA course. Thanks a lot, friends. Bye.